Hi guys! Everyone read the title, everyone knows what is about to happen, this is exciting! I'm not gonna give any disclaimers, I'm just gonna go into the story because a lot of you have been requesting it. I was what was known as a Vine star. If you don't know what Vine is, honestly, that's not the purpose of this video, just Google it. But a lot of people do know what Vine is because at one point it was huge, and I mean, I guess it's still kind of huge in some regard. Now, Vine star is definitely not a title that I gave myself, okay? That was a title that people who wrote articles about me called me. It traumatized me, okay? Okay, on a serious note, because this video is not gonna be funny. I wanted to do this because I felt like it was important to do this for people who maybe were fans of mine on Vine, people who were wondering. I feel like, why not just let you know why I quit? 3.6 million followers is not a small amount of followers. There are people who spend years and years and years trying to get that many followers on anywhere. And it really just happened for me. So I wanted to explain my story and explain my side of things for no other reason than really just to give some insight on what it's like to gain that many followers that quickly, what it was like for me, and what I'm planning on doing with myself in life. I hit 1 million followers in a month. 1 month. 4 weeks. In order to explain why I quit, I'm gonna have to put you in my mindset at that time. I was never popular in high school. I know, you're shocked. But I wasn't. Nobody ever understood me. Ever. I was always that weird girl. I don't understand. I understand me. Why can't everyone else? I guess I just said things and did things that were just a little bit strange, you know? And then I decided, well, I'll just do it on Vine because why not? And to my surprise, people got it. People just thought it was funny. And honestly, I can remember back to when I had 2,000 followers on Vine, and I was so happy. I had people who understood me, people who were my friends, who genuinely thought I was funny. And I remember my best friend at that time, she sat me down and she basically told me, I don't think you're funny on Vine. And I remember just telling her like, okay, well, I love doing it, so I'm gonna just keep doing it. But that's kind of how my life was. It's just people who didn't really think I was that funny. And me, I thought I was hilarious all the time. I mean, don't we all? Shit. One of my Vines made it to the popular page, which is like the trending page now on YouTube. If you go to the popular page now on Vine, it's a mess. It gets refreshed every 2 seconds and people are coming in and out. It makes no sense. But back then, if you were on the popular page, it was like very stagnant. So you would make it to #1 on the popular page, and unless someone passed you in likes or views in a certain hour, then they would go on #1 and you'd be #2. So it was very stagnant. So if you made it on there, chances are a lot of people were gonna see you. So I had 5,000 followers at one point, and I posted a video and it made it onto the popular page. That night I hit 10,000 followers. The next morning I had 20,000 followers. The day after that, 30, and in a month, 1 million. It was a lot. It was a lot for me. I cannot even lie. I started to feel important. I started to feel like, wow, the person that I knew I could be, I really am. That was a dangerous mindset, but I couldn't see that at the time. I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is so exciting. And to be honest, I just enjoyed the journey. I was like, well, this is awesome. I'm cool now. Everyone loves me. Going into conventions and places and not being able to go anywhere in public without someone recognizing you, it was a lot. But I look at that Asina O'Neil girl, the one that left social media, and she's like, oh, social media is so fake and all the stuff that she says, and that's okay. She has her right to her opinion. But I feel like it has nothing to do with social media, and it has everything to do with us. If we're feeling that hurt, if we're feeling that attacked, if we're feeling that crazy, it's us. It has nothing to do with social media. That's kind of where I was just like, well, social media is shit, and I feel like forced to put out content. The problem really started with everyone telling me I was so funny. Everyone was like, oh my god, Jessie smiles. It was really huge. Anyone I was friends with, anyone I dated, it was just like, oh my god, everyone was obsessed with it. And I had never experienced that, like hashtags and fan accounts and all this shit that I'm like, what is happening? But everyone loved me, right? Or so it seemed. It was amazing. I was like, I'm amazing. Everything is amazing. Oh my god, this is gonna be perfect. And then one day they didn't all love me anymore. And I'm not trying to make this a sad story. It's just the truth. And I started getting the, you're not funny anymore, you're not interesting anymore, you're falling off, you're old news, you're this, you're that. And I believed them. Why? Because I believed them when they told me they loved me, so why wouldn't I believe them when they told me something bad about me? And it got to me and I was hurt. And you know, people say ignore the haters. What does that mean? What does it mean? When you have thousands of people telling you something, what does it mean to just say ignore the haters? It's not about ignoring them. I think I've gotten into a better headspace now with them. I think I understand them more. But you just don't don't ignore it. Someone throws a rock in your face and you're like, nothing happened. Of course it happened. So I think right now I'm in a better space as far as like haters or whatever you want to call them. But it was hard. It was very, very hard. It was hard to see all the people that loved me so much just forget about me. But it was a blessing because I mean, all I was left with was myself. So who am I? And I was forced to answer that question, and well, I'm still trying to answer it. But the point is, I was left with myself, and I realized that it doesn't matter how many people love you or how many people don't love you. You're left with yourself. And it's not this weird like you were born alone, you die alone. It's just like the truth of the matter. I am alone in myself, in my body, in my mind. And now looking back, I'm grateful for that opportunity to have been left alone, because it was a painful path that I was on, just letting people decide who I was. It was really hurtful. Another thing that hurt me a lot was the Viners themselves. Did I have a lot of negative experiences or what I thought were negative experiences at that time? Yes, I did. People hurt me. I had multiple friends that when they passed me in followers, that's it. They felt like they could be rude to me. They felt like they could look down on me. They felt like they could talk to me a certain way, and I wasn't comfortable with that. The problem with Vine is not any particular person. It's just that I think that it's a group of people who think they have to be friends. You think like, oh, okay, like we're all Viners, like we're a group. Like, but we don't have to be. I respect them and their creativity because it's not easy to come up with ideas and put them out in front of millions of people. That's not easy. You could say it's 6 seconds, yeah, but it's 6 seconds putting it in front of millions of people to tell you what they think about it, and that's hard. There's this misconception that people who are online have to have thick skin. Who said that? Who said that? I want to talk to him. You don't have to have thick skin. You don't have to do anything. And if it hurts you, it hurts you, and that's valid, and it hurt me. I was back and forth with that for a long time, and it translated in my mind at that time to like, ugh, I just hate Vine and I hate Viners. And if you follow me on Twitter, self-promo, hello, you'll know that I've gone on various rants about people online or Viners or things like that because I was very hurt by them. Whether they meant to hurt me or not, that's not part of the discussion. It's just what I believed at that time. All of that put together, the friends, you know, me feeling like, oh my god, these people love me one second then they hate me the next. Just all of it left me to just, I don't want to be on Vine anymore. And maybe you're asking, well, why are you on YouTube now? I love entertaining people. I think it's pretty much what I was born to do. Whether you like it or not, if you watch through the whole video and you're entertained by it in one way or another, that's what I'm here for. If it makes you smile for like a split second, perhaps a small chuckle, that's amazing. And I am so happy to do that for you. And that's why I'm here. But I'm not just here for you, I'm here for me. I love doing this. And the fact that it helps certain people is just, oh, an amazing bonus. I didn't have that with Vine anymore. I didn't have that love for it. I didn't have that love for doing it. When you do something because you're forced or you feel forced to do it, it's gonna translate and you're gonna feel it. And that's how I felt about Vine. It's like every time I thought about it, it gave me anxiety. Every time I thought about what people had to say or what people were thinking that I wasn't on Vine and that I'm old news, it made me crazy. And I'm just not interested in feeling that way anymore. So Vine, it's not you, it's me. And there's no hard feelings with it. I don't want to do it anymore. And most of you are probably like, okay, girl, shit, then just don't do it. It's not a big deal. And I agree, it's not a big deal, and I'm not gonna do it. I know a lot of people wouldn't give up that many followers. It's 3.6 million people. I've talked to many people who are still on Vine that are now big YouTubers, and I'm like, well, why are you on Vine if you're a big YouTuber? And they're like, well, I'm just trying to get all the followers I can out of Vine. And I'm like, well, why? And not to say one decision is better than another, but I'm just like, that's not for me. I'm finding so much happiness in building my YouTube following organically and being able to process what people tell me without, I don't know, without letting it be who I am. And I feel like maybe a lot of you in high school or maybe a lot of you in life struggle with that because it's just a thing. It's just a thing that we're conditioned to believe. It's like, okay, if someone tells you you're great, oh my god, that's amazing. If someone tells you you suck, oh my god, you should feel shitty about that. It's just an opinion. I mean, really, it's just an opinion. And so I'm really finding a lot of happiness in like doing YouTube and entertaining you guys and just being my stupid self and making you guys laugh. Maybe sometimes, question mark. It just, it's so much fun. I'm having so much fun. And so thank you for watching, and thank you for caring, and thank you for not caring. Thank you for doing whatever. I know maybe that wasn't the answer that a lot of you wanted. You guys probably wanted me to come on here and be like, oh, I'm gonna tell you the Viners that suck. But it's not about that. It's really just about me and why I don't want to do that anymore. And everyone else can do it if they want to, but I'm not part of that party anymore. It was kind of emotional because on my Instagram, another self-promo, Jessie, you're on a roll. On my Instagram, on the description part, I had sometimes a Viner, sometimes a YouTuber, always annoying. I know, clever description. I agree. And about a week ago, I took that off. And I took the Vine out of my description of YouTube. For instance, instance, like if you go and click in the description bar now, you won't see my Vine link. And it was just kind of like, okay, part of my life, bye. And it's not about the numbers, obviously. It's not about anything. It's about being happy. It's not like an out of sight, out of mind thing. It's not like, oh, I just don't want to see the hate and maybe that'll make me feel better. No, it's not about that. It's really just like, that's it. I don't have any attachment to that mentally, physically, emotionally, none of it anymore. It's not me. And since it's not me, it's gotta go bye-bye. So that's the story or explanation of why I gave up 3.6 million followers and quit Vine. Some people would say I'm crazy. I would agree with them, but I'm happy. So that's it. If you guys have any more questions, just put them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Saturday, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye. And I opened it and there was a note and I was like, oh shit. And when I read the note, it said, give me money, and I literally shit my pants.